Hey everyone! So, Free Reading Friday! We're back! Yay! So, this one's going to kind of make up for September when I wasn't able to do it. So, there will be two this month of October. There's going to be today. So, if you got your question in, thank you. And if you want to get your question in for the end of the month, when I will be doing Free Reading Friday, the last Friday of this month of October, you can do so now. Or if you don't want to wait that long, you can always get a reading from me individually, and we can set up a time together. So it is up to you. I enjoy doing this with you guys. I am bringing out my tarot again from the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. I studied with him for a little while, and I really enjoyed him as a teacher. He's an awesome person, and he's very gentle and loving. So I really connect with his cards as well. So it's one of my favorites. You guys can tell they're kind of like bent, and they've had a lot of love, a lot of use. So, all right. So same as last time, I kind of be looking both sides of the screen. So you guys might see my focus shift a little bit as I pull up your questions. So first one we have is from Sri Pallavi. I hope I'm saying your name right, love. If I'm not, I'm sorry. Sometimes I am not the best with people's names, so please forgive me. Okay. Yes, I am doing well. Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you. So you just had your second child. You're finding it hard to manage with the first child around. Any idea how my first one feels about my second one and how to keep a positive environment? Yes. Okay. So the first thing I see is the spending a little bit more like one-on-one time with the first child, just because their whole worldly dynamic has changed. You know, especially when we're really really young and we're kids, our whole world is our family and our home. You know, we don't know much else than that. And so something very wonderfully positive, having another child, has come in, and it's changed the whole dynamic. So now there's another person in the family to share. And so it's a matter of, you know, like it's kind of typical older child where they kind of feel like a little bit jealous. They feel a little bit like, you know, not that they're being replaced, but that they're like, they don't get all the attention all the time. They're not the number one anymore. And so it's a matter of, I feel like I keep seeing like bedtime stories, like reading a bedtime story before bed. And so what that really tells me is like spending just that one-on-one time, just that like little bit of one-on-one time, so that they both know that they're both valued. It can be very, very hard. I mean, I know personally from growing up in a house with multiple kids, so I have siblings, that, you know, attention can be difficult when when you have to have it shared between everybody, and especially when you know, you have siblings, because sometimes at first you don't really like each other, but then over time you wind up growing to love each other a lot. And so I feel like that, like, you know, that personal, just like maybe just a bedtime story for the oldest one, that is just like either just mom or just dad, get to read them that bedtime story and have that one-on-one time before bed to really help them feel like, you know, that they don't have to share as much, even though the reality is they still have to share. It's a family dynamic. Everyone has to share. Everyone has to give each other energy and support each other. So they're showing me the number 2, and I feel like that to me feels like around the age of, when the youngest is around the age of 2, everything will be like super smooth with it, as far as like the oldest and the youngest kind of being more like friends at this point, to the point, well, they'll be playing together more. They will it'll kind of go into a flow where you're almost gonna feel like they're playing together so much that like I feel left out, you know. Or maybe you're gonna be like, yay, now I can do stuff, you know, now I can maybe like do the things I wanted to do while they're entertaining each other, you know, where I can like quickly get the laundry done, or quickly, you know, get this or that prepared or whatever. So I do see it going really, really, really well. It's just a matter of just needing that time for adjustment. Oh, so we got a couple falling out here. And let's see. We have the fertility card. So this is a very, very, very motherly card. It's the nurturing mother. You know, she has the hair like it's like trees, and it's it's fertility. You not necessarily have to worry about like the fertility aspect, but I feel like the key of this is the heart, just continuing to show that love, even if you're feeling a little frustrated by how things can be going when there can be chaos and things, but just to continue to come from that heart center and be that motherly love that you are, and everything will be okay. It's just an adjustment period, and I think everything's going to be just fine. It's just a matter of allowing the pieces to fall, and just loving them both equally, like I'm sure you already do. So, and then a couple other cards that popped out were about emotional withdrawal and rest and rejuvenate. And both of these to me say that remember to take time for yourself. And being a mom can be very, very taxing. You're the matriarch, you're the mom, you're the one that kind of seals everything together. There's so much love that come from moms, and it's I don't know, I wish I had the best word to describe, but being the mom is like such a vital aspect. People, they always cry for their mom most of the time. Not that dads aren't valued, but it's like, most kids, like, they're carried in the womb. They get to know their mother so much more than they get to know their father right away. So it's like, that is taxing on the mom, because you're always seen as the one that's got to continue to give and give and give, and your well is always giving. So do remember to take time for yourself as well. Do things to nurture yourself and to love yourself. And I think that keeping the positive environment is just continuing to keep that love and the door of communication open. Things are going to go really well. They'll wind up being friends. It's just going to take a little bit of time as the family dynamic has changed, and it's just going to take that time for everything to kind of gel back together in the new normal. So it'll be okay. Everything's going to go great. Don't worry. It can always be kind of frustrating sometimes when something major changes, and the next thing you know, you're like, what do I do? But things will go really, really well. All right. So, Sue, hi. You are very welcome. Your question is, will you get married again? All right. So I see a big check mark, which means yes. And let me see what else they're showing me. So this card wants to come up. So I'm going to leave this one at the top for the moment, just while I connect. Okay, so right now I'm actually asking them for timeline of this information. And so, like, the first thing they're showing me is like 3 months ahead. Like 3 months ahead. So they're showing me a book, which is basically my symbol for like your study. You're in like practice and you're in study, and like a lot of your energy is being put towards that department, which isn't a bad thing at all. But it's just kind of showing me that like the person who would be the person that you would marry is not quite there yet. And so I'm gonna ask 6 months. They're showing me a book again, but they're also showing me like a glass of wine. So the glass of wine makes me feel like you're kind of, it's social. You're going out, you're like enjoying some parties with some friends, maybe going out and just vacationing, things like that. It's just a time of joy and kind of socializing. That's how I associate the glass of wine, funny enough. And then so at 9 months, they're showing me a red rose. And the red rose is more of my symbol of love and things opening up. So new relationships, new blossoming of love opening up. So I feel like somewhere between like 6 and 9 months, there's the opportunity to meet this person, or the door for this relationship will start to open. And like when I see the rose at 9 months, it makes me feel like it's already blossomed. There's already something that's already blossoming. So I feel like this person will either be ready in 6 to 9 months, or this new relationship will come in 6 to 9 months. And they keep showing me like ocean waves as well. So this makes me feel like relaxing beach vacation, but it could just be vacation in general. Like you may meet this person on vacation, but just keep that in mind. The ocean waves coming in. So they can be very cryptic when it comes to future events because, you know, they live in a place without of time. So, and our future is always ever changing. So, you know, we can always make different decisions and follow different paths, but the trajectory they're showing me right now as of this time is about 9 months out, and a lot of studying and practicing, and the craft that you're in right now is like kind of getting honed in and working stronger with it, and getting better with it, and just more study. So, okay. So that's pretty much all they're giving me. They're like pointing down. They're like, look at the card, look at the card. So the card that came up is Hope. So this would be like the Sun card. And this is one of the most positive cards in this deck of cards. And so this tells me if you're feeling hopeless, you're feeling like, oh my God, I just can't do this anymore. I'm tired of waiting. Or, you know, you basically feel like you give it up. Don't give up. There is hope. Lots of light on the horizon for you. And, it's like being gifted into your hands. So this also has to do with me with healing energy. So giving love and giving energy from your hands. So if you do Reiki or if you do any kind of energy healing, this is a positive card for you as well, which I do believe you do. But yes, yay, positivity. So getting married again does look like it's on the horizon for you. Continue to just be you, love, and do what you want to do, and just enjoy like the studying and the enjoy the studying and what it is that you're working on at this time. Excuse me, because I think you're gonna have like a lot of fun once this person comes in, and once this energy flows in. You might have a little bit less time to focus on studies, and you might just be more with the drinking the wine and going out and partying and having fun. So I hope that answers your question, and I do see positive things for both of you guys on the horizon. So thank you guys so much. Those are the only 2 questions that we have this week, and I thank you both for sending them in. And this is so much fun. I love this, you guys. So yay. All right. So it has been awesome. If you guys need extra clarification on anything, definitely reach out to me. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys on the next Journaling for Balance video, or I will see you next Free Reading Friday.